All right, again, skipping around a little bit, we're going to go to day 13 here. I'm skipping day 12 because it's about data interpretation, and there's a whole unit about data and statistics. So we'll do that next, and we'll include that data interpretation in there. So this one is rates and proportions. A rate is just a ratio, and if you remember, ratios are fractions that we set up. Where the terms in the ratio have different units. So generally, we talk about things like miles per hour or meters per second or dollars per unit, which we call the unit price. Be very careful with the units. Pay attention to the units and what quantity the question is asking you for each given rate. So, what the ACT likes to do is they like to give you something where they give you speed in miles per hour, but ask you to find how many miles can be driven in so many minutes. So, then you need to convert that miles per hour into miles per minute. So that way you have the same units. All right. Most ACT generated questions dealing with rates are in the form of word problems. So you're just going to have to dissect the word problem and find the important information. All right. Proportions. Proportions are when you have parts, but now we have two ratios that are equal to each other. All right. Things like 1/3 is equal to 3/9. All right. um, when you're when you're using ratios and proportions on the ACT, you're going to be doing them so that you can set up and solve for an unknown quantity in the proportion. All right. When you're doing that, you're going to set up the proportion and you're going to cross multiply. So the first one here, we had 4 over x equals 5 over 20. So you would cross multiply 4 times 20 and x times 5. So you would get 5x times or equals 80, and then you just solve for x. In this case, you would just divide by 5 and you get x equals 16. All right. It could have more steps than that, but that's just a basic one. All right. So then here's one where you have two lamps are proportional. The smaller lamp has a width of 4 inches and is 9 inches tall. The taller lamp is 16 inches tall. So how wide is it? So you have to set up that proportion. So I just went with width over tall because width was first and then tall was next. But you can do it either way. It's going to give you the same answer. So I have 4 over 9, which is the short one, the one they gave me. I don't know how tall, or I'm sorry, I don't know how wide my taller lamp is, but I know that it's 16 inches tall. So again, I cross multiply. 4 times 16 is 64. 9 times x is 9x. And you divide by 9. And you would just do that on your calculator. And you get 7.1. And this, it goes 1, 1, 1 repeating. So that would be answer B. All right. Let me know if you have any trouble with these, because I know that before you had some where you had to set up a proportion and solve, and it was a little difficult because it's asking you to do multiple steps. So just let me know. But again, the more practice you get with these, I think the better prepared you will be.